Hey everybody, this is Rogue on Blades and Blasters with a new setting called Relics of the Lost World. This is an adventure game setting I designed for possible future release by Arcanum Syndicate. We'll see what happens. This is taking inspiration from favorites like Indiana Jones and Tomb Raider and The Mummy, um, and of course Uncharted. The era is 1936, after World War I and before World War II. It's May, so this is going to be before the Olympics in Berlin. We're using the second edition Chaos system and the Edge of Decay variant, which is the sheet we'll be using. We're playtesting this system, so certain mechanics I'm not sure about yet. Check it out on arcanumsyndicate.com. This is episode 1. One rule I wanted everybody to know about is once per day, basically, you can attempt to make a luck roll to try and change what happens in the story to benefit you. Or once per session, you can burn 1 luck point to get a free reroll. You can try your luck anytime. All characters start with a 10% chance, unless their life path altered it or they get a character trait during character creation. Alright, let's do this and find out about the other players.
Yeah, so I will be playing Quint Baker. Quint Baker was born on the outskirts of Lafayette, Louisiana in 1899 in Gator Country, and many a day went by where Quint had his daddy yell at him and his 2 brothers were getting a little close to the river. He listened better than his younger brother, who ended up dead in the water. His folks were good to him, but he took advantage of that. He was a troublemaker, and ended up getting into a fight with his dad, and got kicked out. So naturally, as a young man at 18, he ended up joining the military. Was in the Marines during the Banana Wars. Got into something called World War One. Continued with the Banana Wars. It was all over. Ended up serving in the Marines for 13 years. He tried to get into an amateur boxing career when he got out. Bad things happened, and that fell through. Tried to go back home, and ended up falling in with his brother, who owned a construction company. And he finally got his life together. He'd been everywhere and seen a lot of things, but had no idea what he wanted to do, being construction for him. Something happened recently, though. His brother passed away, and he's acting as a guardian for his brother's estate, but it doesn't belong to him. It belongs to his niece, who is abroad. She ended up deciding to travel the world and works as an archaeologist. So he's trying to find her, bring her home. And that's Quint.
Alright, and Wander. Alright, and Wander.
Okay, so I'll be playing Angus MacDonald. Angus grew up with a upper middle class family in England. His father was Scottish, his mother English. His father was a disciplinarian, a military man. And when Angus went to St Andrews University in Scotland to study medicine, his father had planned for him to go on from there to Sandhurst and then into the Royal Army Medical Corps. He did really well at St Andrews, but then decided to stay on for a PhD, and never really happened. He just kind of basically kind of coasted, and he left the university. He got tired of being lectured about how much talent he was wasting, and he left England to travel. And he had this idea that he would go to out-of-the-way places and bring modern medicine to people that never had the benefits, and he'd be a hero. And he started in Nicaragua, which at the time seemed to be a fairly kind of stable place because there was a strong kind of US presence there, but it didn't turn out that way. And in about 1933, things started to really go downhill there, and he moved north to Guatemala, which had seemed more stable, but that was only because there was a dictatorship there, and he got stuck there for quite a few years in a variety of out-the-way places, making bad decisions and getting more and more disillusioned and vanishing more into the bottle. And recently he's left because a friend of his, a mercenary called American mercenary called Carl, who owed him, helped him get out of there. But he's still not the man who left England. He's disillusioned. He's down on his luck, and he's got a bit of a weakness for the drink.
And he got his doctorate, right? He's Dr. Angus.
He is. He's a medical doctor, but he wanted to get his PhD as well, and he didn't get his doctorate.
Okay.
So
Okay.
he's an MD, but not a PhD.
Okay, cool. All right, and Walter Peck.
I will be playing Harold Helm. He is a third-generation German immigrant. His father was an engineer that was contracted by the United States government to go and help build the Panama Canal. As a family, they moved down there. But like a great many people, his parents eventually caught yellow fever during its construction, like a great many of its workers, and passed away. As a result, he was taken back to the States and put into an orphanage, as there were no immediate family members to take care of him. It was a hard life, a tough life, being in an orphanage in the early 1900s. He had to earn his stripes the fisticuff way. A lot of run-ins as the nuns of the orphanage tried to keep him in line to no avail. As time went on, World War I, also known as the Great War at the time, or the War to End All Wars, broke out. He saw an opportunity to leave the life of the orphanage behind. He lied about his age and was able to joining the Navy. He had always had a desire to see the world and to sail, and he thought joining the Navy would be the best thing, only to find out his time was spent in convoy duty, protecting transports across the Atlantic, which he found to be a very ugly ocean, a very cold, nasty ocean. He had always envisioned more of life in the Pacific, something he thought of as being more warm, friendlier, nice. So once the war ended, he joined up with a merchant vessel, slowly working his way up, scraping by every nickel saved until he could buy his own ship. Eventually, he managed to do that. He took out a large loan and sailed the East Asian seas, transporting goods, but he soon found that life was not all as cracked up to be with the loan payments and the maintenance of a ship required, trying to maintain a crew that wouldn't mutiny when things were rough or wander off with a Polynesian girl. And he started taking on jobs with less than savory characters. And in time, he had alienated a few powerful Chinese gangs, but it's not his fault. He gets boarded by the Imperial Navy every now and again near Hong Kong and Singapore. As he was trying to flee that area after a deal gone wrong, he was caught up into a storm and his ship sunk, but he was saved by locals, brought back to health, and with a bounty on his head and very little money to his name, he found himself going back to the States and Central America and starting over while he waited for things to cool off in East Asia. And that brings him to Mexico.
Very nice. All right, the first scene we're gonna go into. It's gonna be without Harold in this scene. Let's see here. Everybody see that okay?
Yes.
Yep.
It is May 4th, 1936. Time of exploration and adventure. We begin our story in the heart of Mexico City, where the air is humid and hot. A sunny day as the camera pans across the city to the office of Dr. Wester, a tenured professor of anthropology out of Oxford. Rumor was he needed someone with the skills in the medical profession, and someone fast. Luckily, someone was found. Dr. Angus MacDonald. Another man searching for his niece, Sarah, has also arrived, finding out after tracking Sarah that she has been in school studying anthropology and has been highly infatuated with learning more about her half-Mexican heritage. That's a surprise, Quint. I hope you're okay with that one.
Not a problem.
Maybe your brother's wife was Mexican.
Sure.
And
Maybe he was messing around.
Hey. And I put a photograph down here of her down in the quest files. But in this scene, you guys are Quint, Baker, and Angus. You guys are just arriving at Dr. Wester's office, and yeah, we can go ahead and take the scene away.
Angus arrives. He's wearing pretty much what you see in his character art. He's wearing a sort of a pith helmet and a khaki suit with a white shirt underneath and a brown tie, but it doesn't look as crisp as in that picture. Everything looks worse for wear. The suit's a little threadbare and stained. The hat is definitely sweat stained, much as he's tried to tidy it up for this interview. And he himself, his eyes are red, his cheeks are a little hollow, his beard, once so neat, looks very kind of straggly now. And he tries to kind of pull himself into shape and stand more upright, stand more, shoulders back, chest out, like they taught him in the Army Cadets. But he's plainly hungover, and he looks tired and hollow, and as he knocks on the door.
Yeah, you can hear some papers shuffling and stuff as the doctor says, "Come in."
And yeah, he he does kind of clear his throat, opens the door, and walks in looking as presentable as he can.
Ah, hello, Dr. MacDonald, I presume.
Ah, yes, Dr. Wester. Pleased to meet you.
He says, thank you for coming out. I hope the trip over was not so bad.
Well, it's never a comfortable journey, but no, as these things go, it was very reasonable. Thank you.
I should get right to it. He has some time is of import here. I am in need of some assistance, and I think you are just the man that could help out.
Are you unwell, Doctor?
Actually, it's my team. We have been studying some ancient ruins in the jungles near Tampico, have you ever heard of the Aztecs?
I know a little, but not really been my area of study, I'm afraid.
Hmm. Well, that's quite fascinating, quite fascinating. I could show you some of the artifacts. I am sure I could spend all day doing this, but uh, and then he looks over and go ahead, Quint. You can come in here.
Yeah, so probably coming in a little bit after Angus is a bunch of noise in the lobby, and you hear Quint address the secretary if he has one. Is this Dr. Westrian? He's over yonder? Alright. He heads towards the door, knocks on it. Dr. West, are you in, sir?
Yes, sir.
He comes in. I'm Quint Baker. We had spoken in letters, I remember correctly.
Yes, 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 indeed. Please come in. This is Dr. Angus MacDonald.
Yeah, pleased to
Colonel
meet you, sir.
Angus.
And Angus
Yeah,
stands up and offers his hand.
He'll extend his hands. Good to meet you, Dr. McDonough. I'm Quint Baker. I ain't got no titles, so.
Titles aren't all they're cracked up to be, Mr. Baker. I think a man's character is more important.
Some people say I had that in abundance, but I'm not so sure. He looks at Dr. Weston. Might I have a seat?
Of course, sir. Please. And in front of him, he has like two chairs available for you guys to sit in. Some pretty nicely made chairs.
Yeah, Quint will sit down.
And
Does
he walks over and he says, would you like a drink? Either of you.
Oh, well, if you're offering, says Angus.
It's not too early for a drink.
Oh, I think not. I think I've always held that the rules are different in a warm climate.
Yes. And he puts his pipe in his mouth as he's over there, maybe pouring a drink. And for you, Mr. Baker?
Oh, no, thank you, sir. I swore off the stuff a long time ago. Made some bad decisions, you know.
I see. Well, I contacted you both here, I suppose well, with Mr. MacDonald, I am in need of his assistance, and I think, Mr. Baker, you are in need of mine. To find...
Yes, very much, sir. Very much, sir. If you're offering, I'll do anything I need to do.
This is to find your daughter, is it?
Well, my niece, but close enough. Might as well be at this point.
Yes, well, I'm glad to say that she has been working with my team for a better part of 2 months now in the jungles to the northeast of here. And he looks over at this map, this on the wall of Mexico, probably, and he points out kind of just like waves to a general area of the map, which is just covered in tiny little words, it's very difficult to make out where he's pointing to or anything, but he says, the Aztecs, they ruled all over this part of Mexico, and some would say they conquered different areas and even further out into the islands, and set up these great, vast temples. It's very similar to the ones found in ancient Egypt. He says, I am a tenured professor in Oxford for anthropology, and I believe your niece has a great deal of interest in this field as well, or archaeology is.
Oh yes, she does. She's a very smart girl. She went to school for it and all that, and she wanted to get out to the world, wanted to get out of Louisiana. So I didn't know where she went at the time, but I'm glad to know she's hopefully with some people somewhere safe.
Indeed, she is. She's with Dr. Anderson, and um, Mrs. Anderson is a fine professional colleague of mine. And very young and attractive, I might add. And he looks over at Angus, and then kind of like gets kind of embarrassed, maybe that he even said it. And then he says, I am afraid, a little after 2 weeks that I had arrived, this telegram, I have not been able to get into contact with them since.
Dr. Wester, you'll forgive me, but I'm a little uncertain as to where my professional expertise might be of use here. As you know, I am not an anthropologist, nor am I an explorer. Is there some reason that you said you wished the services of a doctor?
He says, yes, indeed. About a month ago, several of the indigenous people that were working with the team started to contract something they called leishmaniasis. I think I am pronouncing this correctly. And perhaps you are familiar with this disease? And I think you could make a skill check if you want to.
Yeah, let's do it. Skills. What would it be under? Pathology?
Yeah.
Okay, 12.
Yeah, I'll say you are. You know that it is, it's caused by protozoan parasites transmitted by bites, and it gets infections,
okay.
and it can be deadly if it's not treated. But yeah,
Okay.
I was going to give you a link.
Is there an easy treatment?
I think it's like some form of antibiotics or something, but
Okay.
if it's treated, then it can save people,
Okay.
But out in the jungles and lower income areas, they have a hard time getting it, so
Yeah.
might
So,
kind of spark your interest as like exactly what you had thought of, when you were coming over or whatever.
yeah. So Angus will say, yes, I'm familiar with the ailment, and he's kind of he's got a glass of whiskey, and he's kind of just like moving it around a little bit in the glass while he thinks. He says, nasty if untreated, but eminently treatable. I should be able to obtain the proper medication here in town, I hope. I've got reasonable connections here.
He says, excellent, very, very good. They had been asking me to find someone that could bring them medicine and perhaps work with the team for a time. And that is when I looked up several doctors that perhaps could help me out in this. And I must be honest, you were not the first one I tried to contact.
Oh, I'm not offended. I rarely am.
And he smiles and he brings over y'all's drinks, or your drink, and he sets it down. He says, here is the final telegraph that I received from the team.
And Angus will indicate to Quint that he should feel free to take it.
Yeah, Quint take it and look at it. He reads it. he would read it out loud for the benefit of
Yeah,
Angus.
yeah, that's cool.
So. But after he does, oh, that ain't good. Hopefully, what plan did you have, Dr. Wesker? We heading out there, or what was the idea?
He says, yes, if you would not mind, I would charter transportation for you to head to Tampico and find a boat captain that could take you downriver to my team. And there you could meet up with your niece, and sir, you could get to work at helping everybody against this deadly disease.
Oh, of course, I've become somewhat of a specialist in this kind of infectious ailment of the warmer climes. Yes, there's a variety of things that could also affect them. So, assuming you're happy to keep me on salary, I'd be happy to stay there for a while and keep an eye on the workers.
He smiles. Of course, sir. And perhaps this will help you to procure some medication right away. And he goes and he sits down and he starts to like write a check, and he says, there are quite a few boat captains that often run as guides down there. I'm sure you'll have no problem finding one that could help you.
Ah, excellent.
In any of the local taverns, I'm sure.
Well, I feel it would be rude not to see what the local establishments have to offer. And as he says so, he realizes he's got to the bottom of his glass and he kind of puts it down on a coaster on the table.
Yeah, so he slides over a check. We'll say it's like 200 credits for right now.
Excellent. Yeah, he looks at the check and says, "Oh, very generous. Thank you. I take it this is for supplies for both of us."
He says, indeed, sir. I will, whenever you have picked up the medicine, just return here and we'll have a ride for you to take you to Tampico.
Ah, excellent.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Baker, perhaps we should try to find ourselves a captain. He smiles.
Oh, I think that sounds like a good idea, Dr. McDonald. You lead the way. I'm in a little unfamiliar territory with this.
Ah, right. And you can see that Angus was really hoping that Quint would be familiar. And he's like, right. Well, Dr. Wester, in that case, we'll take our leave. If we could have a copy of the map, perhaps?
He says, of course. And he hands it to you. And he says, good luck, gentlemen.
Thank you, sir. And, well, you won't regret this. And he smiles and nods and holds out his hand to shake Dr. Wester's hand. And then he'll leave.
Yeah, and he shakes your hand to the famous last words, "You won't regret this." As the camera kind of... as the camera, like, shows the map, you guys, go over to the map here. Everybody should be able to see that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we'll do the, of course, I couldn't have done this game without doing the Indiana Jones little line to Tampico.
Hey, excellent. Animation of a little biplane. a little sorry, like a Dakota or something going across there, maybe.
Yeah. So you guys travel to Tampico, which doesn't take very long. And it doesn't take long to find, asking around and stuff, basically to find a tavern where a captain might be located, but you do find out about, you get a couple names and stuff, but Harold Helm becomes a name that of import here, and you're told kind of where to find him at. And we'll go ahead and do this. That'll be the next scene. Blue. Everybody should have view.
Yep.
All right. So the bar here. The bar is, we'll say, it's pretty wild. The weather outside is kind of steamy. You're right there on the river, so there's bugs out there. It's nighttime, and Harold, I think you're gambling at about this time, right?
Yes. As they walk into the bar, it's May in Mexico. Air conditioning is just a pipe dream. You got the slow moving, fans on the ceiling. It's sweaty, and who you presume to be Harold Helm, Captain Helm. He's got a white captain's hat on. Maybe the rolled up sleeves, button down, sweating. He's got a shoulder holster with a pistol on it, and he's sitting in a corner on a round table gambling, and it's very loud, and one kind of bumps into him, and kind of patron bumps into him, and you hear him yell, something like "Castas haciendo idiota," and like smacks the person and rushes him and runs him off, and you're almost sure that's him.
Quint will look to Angus and Dr. McDonald, I think that's our man over there. This bar seems full of bad hombres. You might want to stick close to me in this one.
Yes, I rather think I will. After you, Mr. Baker. And he's taken his hat off, and he's taken his tie off by this point, but he's still considerably better dressed than most people in here, so he's looking a bit conspicuous.
Oh, Ro, we're getting a lot of feedback on your end from something.
Yeah, I might have my stuff turned up loud.
Alright.
Is that better?
It's just like intermittent noise that's coming every now and then, but I think it's good now. Yeah, so Quint will head over towards Harold when he's gambling. He'll wait for like a lull in the gambling action, so he's not breaking up a hand. What kind of game is it? Is it throwing dice? Is it playing poker?
They're playing poker.
He'll wait for a fold if Harold does one before he tries to cut in, and then
I want to say it comes down to like Harold and Juarez. Everybody else is out. And the stakes are pretty high on this last play here. So Juarez is sitting across from Harold at this point, and we're gonna do just like one roll. But you have the gambling skill.
I do.
And I think what that can do for you is whatever you roll is gonna modify your D100 roll. So,
alrighty,
go ahead and make your gambling skill roll. 12. And I'll give Juarez his gambling skill. Do you know what that was off of? Is that your
Perception.
perception? Thanks. All right, so it's going to be a D100 roll, and you're going to add whatever you just rolled
12.
there. Yeah. 73. So maybe you lay down your cards first.
Yeah, so they're kind of eyeballing each other, and he's been going back and forth with Juarez all night, and he's got sweat running down the sides of his temple, and he kind of takes out a handkerchief, wipes it off, and he looks over to Juarez, and he just kind of says, apuesto todo menos que si es un compadre, and which means bet it all unless you're a coward, and
Yeah, and
waits for him.
Yeah, he's got it all in, and he's been stone-faced as usual, just deadpan look on his face. When you lay down the cards, his like mustache twitches a little bit, and see what he lays down.
He was bluffing.
You destroyed him.
Yeah, I laid down like a full house, and he was like, he was totally bluffing.
So you can see the anger on his face, like is swelling, and he's becoming even more red. He's just like, but he stands up very angrily, and you notice a couple of his guys come and like pat him on the shoulder and stuff, but he just walks away from the table. He doesn't shake your hand or anything like that.
Yeah, Harold doesn't even offer his hand. He's like scooping the pesos, into a pile in front of him, and he's got a shot glass next to him and slams his tequila, and better luck in English. He's like, better luck next time, sucker. And he starts taking all the money and putting it into like his pockets or, a satchel or whatever.
I think at that time, Quint will take note of Juarez walking away, look to Harold. Hell of a hand, sir. You, Harold Helm?
And kind of looks up and adjusts his hat and goes, I am Captain Helm, and you may be?
Captain Helm, pleasure to meet you, sir. My name's Quint Baker. This here is Dr. McDonald. We was looking for a boat captain to take us up Riverway to a dig. You got, we heard you was good, and, well, we weren't good. We don't want to go sailing nowhere, so.
Good? Not just good, I'm great. And he kind of looks over to Angus, and doesn't look like a doctor that he's ever seen, but, hey, what's up, Doc? How are you?
I'm good, sir. Good. And looking forward to travelling on your ship. They tell us you've got a reputation around here. Man who gets passengers to where they need to go.
You heard right. It might not be the prettiest thing to look at, but it's reliable. It gets you where you need to go, and it has a captain that doesn't ask questions if you don't want them asked.
Sounds perfect. And he smiles and then looks across at Quint.
Well, if you got the time, we're happy to talk with details with you, where we're going and pay rate and things of that nature. Maybe
Perhaps
a
we
bit
can
more
buy
private.
perhaps we can buy you a drink and talk it over.
Yeah, and he kind of pulls out some of his own winnings. Why don't we, and he knows some of the people in here are sore losers. If you want, we can go to my ship. It's docked down on the shore, and go aboard there and have a drink and discuss our options and where you're looking to go.
Excellent. Lead on.
He kind of gets up, dusts himself off, goes up to the bar, maybe buys a bottle of whiskey to go, and leads the way.
You guys walk outside into the hot air. You notice there's a couple of people that have drank way too much, like sitting out on the leaning up against the bar outside, or up against the wall. Some are just face down in the ditch, and as you're making your way towards the boat dock, everybody make a perception check. That's under the attributes. Target number is 8.
Just.
Wah, wah.
Oh, it's the doctor that sees this. Doctor, you notice as you guys make your way into the alleyway, it seems that somebody is following you. Somebody wearing a cowboy hat with several friends.
As we walk into the alleyway, Angus isn't looking behind, but he'll just say quietly, I think your friend's a sore loser than you thought. He's got friends of his own with him. It's going to get nasty. And he just surreptitiously kind of like acts like he's rubbing some dirt off his trouser leg, and kind of flicks the kind of catch on his revolver holster.
They're coming from behind, Rogue. Is that correct?
Correct. They're following you guys towards the boat dock.
Well, and Harold kind of stops and, oh shit, what a sore loser. Who would have thought? Wasn't that much money on poker, but I guess it's a little bit more to him than me. Kind of stops. He goes, why don't you two spread out? And he stands there, puts his hands on his hips. He lets out a big sigh and kind of turns around, looking for Juarez.
All right. Move you guys over to this little scene here. In the streets near the old boat dock. Give me just a second here to set this up. There we go. You guys got sight there?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that a dead body in the fucking dumpster?
Is it?
It looks like feet.
It
hanging out of
does.
the
It
dumpster.
does.
If that's feet, I would bet a large amount of money.
What in the?
We're in Mexico.
I never noticed that.
What in?
That's funny.
Amazing.
All right, let's bust on. I mean, I guess it does fit.
Juarez has had a word with people down here before. The dumpsters where he leaves them.
Everybody go ahead and bust out some initiative here.
they drawing on us already?
All right. Harold turns around, right? Were you gonna
Yep.
say something to him, or?
Now he can see the. At first, he was going to try and talk to him, but he can see kind of the malice in their eyes or in how they're approaching, and he just kind of yells. And I'll stop doing Spanish so people actually know what I'm saying. He just kind of yells out in Spanish, "You're going to be that big of a sore loser?" And with that, are they like already got arms out or weapons out or knives or anything? Or are they just approaching?
It looks like the majority of them have like melee weapons, like machetes and
All right. Well, in
baseball
that
bats and
case,
stuff. Yeah.
in that case, never bring a baseball bat and a machete to a gunfight. So he's gonna pull his 1911 out
Nice.
and shoot. No, I guess we'll shoot Juarez, little bitch.
All right. Let me roll their initiative here too.
Juarez is fast.
He's a man on a mission.
Everybody
Those.
Everybody that got a 10 or higher, you get 1 tally. Which you can just mark on your token with that little symbol here. Let's see. I usually do it like with a blue dot or something like that.
Cool.
Alright, who did I roll for? Oh, the group initiative button. Where'd you go? Alright, that's the last one there. So yeah, you got
Don't
to
they have the heart to kill someone called Gramps?
right. You go to draw on Juarez, and he has like a machete in one hand, and then he sees you pull the pistol out, and he like steps behind cover, draws his gun for one action, and he's gonna fire just a quick shot with a frenzy with his pistol. You are going to have cover for this. You're going to have 4 cover. All the crates and stuff in the way. Oof, but it's a 19.
Oh, is that at me?
That's at Harold.
Okay.
All right, remind me what I got to roll here. Defense. There we are. With +4.
Yeah, correct.
Oh, baby.
Nice.
Thank you, +4.
Man, hits the crates. Blam. And it's your turn.
All right. He will get the same +4. So he's going to shoot. Who's he going to shoot? Since Juarez is hiding, Eddie is not, so he's going to shoot Eddie. Oof.
Hits the wall there. That was a single action shot. You can do another one.
We'll do one more.
You can also, if you wanted to, you can burn a frenzy and do an aimed shot.
We're going to hold on right now.
Okay. 13. All right, Eddie.
Roll low, Eddie.
Oh, you got him.
Roll some damage here.
Oh, how do you
Holy
take out
shnikey.
Eddie?
So Juarez is pretty quick on the trigger, but Eddie, not so much. The first shot going wide, but the second one, he adjusts his aim just ever so slightly, hitting him center mass with a 45, and just mushrooms inside him, and he just drops forward, instantly dead. And it's not the first life he's taken; it just happens to be the first life he's taken here in Mexico. And he waits to deal with the rest of the Juarez gang.
All right. Any frenzy?
Nope, we're gonna hold on to it.
Okay. Dreg's turn. As he goes, he starts to. The other guy next to him, the younger guy, he just takes off running. He beats feet, hauls ass around the corner, and just kind of disappears. This guy runs up here with his melee weapon and gets about right there. He's going to spend another action to move more and get right there and try to swing at Quint. That's a 10 coming at you, Quint.
Try to get out of the way. Oh, baby.
Nice baseball bat whiff. Alright. Eddie, he dies. That's what he does for his actions. Quint, it's your turn.
Quint was gonna get his shotgun out, but it looks like it's a fist angle. So, yeah, he's gonna square up, bring the shoulders, bring the hands, start boxing this dude. And let's see, we use boxing, and I'll do a heavy attack.
Yes.
Just try to right hook him. That's not very good.
Okay, that one. He ducks or jumps back.
I'll burn my 2 frenzy and do it again.
Oh, that's a critical
Much
hit.
better.
Got him.
Oh, it's times 4.
Punch his head
Oh
off.
my goodness, how do you take him out?
I should say I wasn't trying to kill him, but I mean 52. I don't know how you want to go with that. But Quint, you see him square up, and he ducks and weaves. He ducks out of the way of the baseball bat, comes up and just right hooks this dude to the jaw and like knocks out 2 of his teeth as he crumples into the box here.
Ah, damn.
Damn, you fellas gonna die of a gambling debt? Crazy sons of bitches.
Oh my goodness. Alright, Angus.
Okay. Angus basically puts one hand on the edge of the dumpster and tries to vault over here. And then he's going to try and take a shot from there at who? Let's say at Juarez, because if he feels if he takes him out, then it will be it'll all be over.
Alright.
So he's going to have a pop.
And then just to let you know, if you wanted to spend one action to get extra cover, you can do that.
Oh yeah.
Or
I'll
you
do
can
that,
just
yeah.
use your movement and get like some, your +4 cover, or you can actually spend an action and get like +6.
How many actions have I got? I think
And
I've
you
just got one.
You got 2. Everybody starts with
Oh, two.
2.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that then. I'll do one action to get more cover, and then one to take a shot at Juarez.
Cool. Quick shot. And then everybody, and you can spend an action to aim, just so everybody knows, and frenzy to do.
That's a good
shot
point.
stuff.
Oh yeah, I'll spend a frenzy, take an extra action to aim.
All right, cool. You can add a D4 in the modifier then.
Okay. Actions 2. Or is it just actions 1, isn't it? Because one action was aiming. Yeah. Ooh, 15.
15, nice. And that's at Juarez?
Yeah.
Alright. He did spend an action to get cover. So he's going to get the 6 modifier. But I don't think that's enough, is it? Oh, it is. For some reason I thought it was a 1 digit. Blast into the barrels there. You could burn that last frenzy and do a quick shot if you want to. Oh, I didn't hear you.
I was muted. No, I'll stay where I am, thanks.
Okay, cool. And Drudge. Drudge, let's make a check. Is Drudge gonna hang around, defend his homie? Target number 6. No, Drudge is running too. Juarez shouts back at some of the guys that are leaving, to the effect of, "You fucking cowards, get back here!" And Gramps. Gramps gonna go for a willpower check. Oh, Gramps is gonna stick around. He's got his boys back. He needs the money too. Alright. Spending an action to get more movement. He's coming to here. And he's going to try to get you with the machete. He still has an Uzi written down on his sheet, like from another game.
Breaking out the big guns.
He said, fuck it. He said, I don't need this scrap from the future.
Just a quick action with the machete. 10.
Just dodge.
Coming at old Baker again.
Oh, Quinn.
Oh.
I might.
Want to use it?
I might look that.
So you could go for just the 10% chance, or you could burn it and just reroll.
I don't want to eat that machete. That shit's gonna hurt. I'll burn it. I have 10. I'll burn it.
Okay.
I'll reroll it. Oh, okay.
Nice. Alright, that's it. It is Juarez. Juarez is determined. He moves a little bit here. He's gonna keep that cover. His main issue here is with Harold, so he's gonna take the shot. 1 action. And Harold, you could use that that 1 right there to add to your defense if you wanted to. You also
still get the +4, right?
correct,
No.
yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, so you get a 5 if you wanted to use that.
Yeah, let's
tally.
do that. Oof.
Oh.
I was gonna say, do I
Jeez.
get? Do I get to use frenzy on something like that to try and reroll? Or am I imagining?
You could do a luck to reroll. You can burn a
Yeah.
luck.
Or burn a luck. I still get the +5 or +4 now.
Yeah, +5.
Oof. Still
Oh.
making that. That's a lot of damage.
Oh,
That's bad.
36 will knock Harold unconscious.
Yes, sir.
Unless you have armor. Do you have armor?
I have one.
armor
It's still
defeating.
not enough.
He
Oh,
rolls
his
into a one.
toughness. He's got 3 toughness. So that brings him down to 33. He's got 1 hit point left.
I got what was it? 1 armor for my seaman's clothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got 2 hit points. Much different. Very different.
All right. It is Harold's turn. You get shot. Let's see here. That is a bad shot in the torso. And D4 days. Alright, so he's bleeding from a gut shot. And it is Harold's turn. What do you want to do?
Well, do I add the fatigue right away? Yes, I do.
Well, at least you got more natural cover now. He'd be
So
on
is
the
that
ground.
so? Yeah, so I'm at tired then
Yeah.
for physical. Oh, his ass is on the ground. He gets knocked backwards onto his, back, and he knows he's hurt bad, but he'll lift up his pistol and just fire point blank at Gramps.
Alright. Point blank gives him an extra 2 to hit.
I'm assuming that's point blank.
Yeah. And he's busy fighting Quint Baker. So he gets hit. Gramps is down.
Alright, he's going to use his last action to kind of, he's hurt that bad, crawl behind the dumpster.
Alright, Quint Baker. Oh.
Oh.
Yep.
Gramps is still alive? Are you still conscious and fighting?
Yeah, he got shot pretty bad.
I'm gonna try to. Okay, so I'm gonna split my attacks. Wait, I'm gonna do a quick attack right now for 1 action, and then try to move on Juarez. That's my idea. So I'm gonna try to quick attack, just kind of kick Gramps as I'm moving, see if I can knock him out.
Yeah, that's cool.
Or maybe if he's falling to the ground, I'll try to make it more in line with the box. If he's falling to the ground, I'll try to catch him on the way down with momentum.
Yeah.
Just try to put him down. So 1 action quick attack.
Oh.
How much luck can you burn in a fight? It's 1 a session, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll eat
You could
that one.
make
I'll just
you could
move
make
on.
the check, the percent check if you like.
Or the percent checks to see if I get to reroll it.
Yeah, the percent
How that
checks
works?
to see if you basically click on the luck button up there, and it'll roll the dice and see if you win, instead of just giving you a free win.
All right, I will accept that miss and hope that Angus can deal with it, because Juarez is doing some work on us, and I'm gonna run up to Juarez, cut the corner there, and I'm gonna try to grapple with him so he can't shoot me.
All
If I
right.
can do that.
Yeah. 1 action on the grapple. Or are you just hitting him?
I just want to spend a action on the grapple, tie him up so he can't. It makes it hard for him to shoot me.
Okay,
'Cause I
cool.
don't want to get shot from point blank.
Yeah,
with this gun.
you got him. He's -4 now, and he can't shoot you.
Alright, I will. That's all I got for this turn.
Alright. Angus.
Okay. Angus looks to see if Harold's bleeding out, and he thinks he's going to be okay for a minute more, so he decides to deal with the immediate threat first. He's going to pop up and aim at Gramps and shoot. Oh.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Gramps is badass.
Yeah.
Gramps.
That's a nat 20. So is he okay?
Yeah. Gramps has just a machete though, so he just points at you and yells something in Spanish, and that's that's what Gramps does.
Okay, and I'm going to burn a frenzy to shoot again. Oh, that's good this time.
Oh,
Hey.
there you go. I think Gramps is out of commission now.
8 damage.
Yep. He's out.
Nice. Angus breathes a sigh of relief and turns to... He hasn't got any frenzy left to burn, but he turns around to narratively starts looking at Harold's wound.
Juarez is in the middle of tangled with Baker. He is going to try and kind of throw you off the ledge there.
Oh shit!
It's an unarmed
I didn't
attack.
think about this.
Unarmed attack. It's -4 though, because he's tangled up with you.
He's been doing pretty good.
He has.
Yeah, he's doing
God,
pretty
man, he is
good.
just rolling high.
What he's motivated. That's a lot of money for him.
That's $70. He's like,
Shit.
I remember back in the day that I was.
That's a house payment.
Yeah, man.
So with the tallies, it's a +1 to.
Yeah.
Am I I'm resisting with unarmed attack, right?
Correct.
Not fucking tumble. All right, I'll use it here because this seems like a good thing to not lose. I'm able to use my boxing the same anyway. Oh, I didn't need it.
Nice. Nice. All right, he's struggling with you. That's it for him because that was a heavy attack. All right, it is Harold bleeding from the stomach.
Well, I take damage, don't I? 2d6.
Oh, on Harold's turn, on Juarez's turn.
Oh, does he? Oh, I didn't realize it.
Is that each round?
Per round.
Abdominal.
I'm assuming until
2d6, yeah, per round. -2 body attribute. D4 days.
Oh, sorry, I missed that. All right, I'd have healed you.
Finish him off.
All right, let's see. Do you want to roll it, or you want me to roll it?
I'll roll. We'll
okay.
see how bad it goes.
All right, he falls
Now
unconscious.
I'm
huh?
unconscious.
Yeah, he got his cover. He got back full cover, and passes out. All right, Drag's gone. Quint, it is your turn.
Well, how far of a drop is that?
It's about 15 feet. It's like there's a ledge. Yeah, it's not bad.
I'm just gonna try to knock this guy out. I'll go with the heavy attack. I'll try to uppercut him and dirty box him.
That TKO punch back there you had.
Yeah, try to go for another one. Looking pretty good right now.
Ooh. All right.
shit.
There we go. Times
Times
2
2.
damage. Oh, nice. Alright, it's enough to knock him to the ground.
I'll go to the ground with him, just keep him wrapped up. I don't want him to use that shit.
Yeah.
I want him getting shot is bad.
Alright, Angus.
Come on, you crazy son of a bitch! And he wrestles him to the ground, starts punching him.
Okay. So Angus?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Angus realizes how quickly Harold's bleeding and says, "Hold still, old boy. We'll get you patched up." And he's going to try a first aid, but he also I haven't got any frenzy left to burn. But if I fail, I can burn one. Burn a cool point. Okay. So,
okay.
have I got any cool points left to burn? No, I don't think I have. Okay, oh well. Yeah, so I'll just make a straight roll for first aid then, I guess.
This is to stop the bleeding.
Stop the bleeding, although I also have a first aid kit.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, what does that do again?
I think that gives 20 HP over 4 rounds in segments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Added to whatever you roll.
Great. Oh, yeah, I see. Right, so I will roll this.
All right.
15.
He's able to stop the bleeding. And let me check this out real quick. Combat rules. Hit point recovery condition. It doesn't work the same as it does in Demon Gate and let's see.
Okay.
So he doesn't get like 15 hit points back immediately.
I mean, if you feel he could, that's fine with us. We don't mind.
I think that's when you get second tier, when you like a paramedic, you can do it in combat to get the HP back.
Oh, nice.
Divide the roll by 3 and heal the patient's HP. Okay. That's what it is. Each tier brings it down. So you divide it by 3 at the first tier. When you go to expert, it's divided by 2, and then when you go to master, it's whatever you roll.
Okay.
So
got it.
15
so it's
divided
35. Well, it's going to be 35 because I'm using the first aid kit. So 35 divided by
3.
12.
So
Yeah,
12
yeah.
HP.
So I'm to 8 because I was at -4, unless you just go to 0 and that's it.
Nice. Nope, that's right. Yep, that is right. 8. So you get him, waking him. You start to regain
wave some
consciousness.
smelling salts under his nose.
Yeah.
You wake with a strong smell of ammonia.
Yeah, he crawls
Oh,
back
shit.
behind there, and he's leaning up against the dumpster, and everything goes black for a minute, and then the next thing he knows, he's like suddenly like brought to like full awake as these smelling salts are put under his nose, and he looks down to where he's shot, and it just hurts like hell, but he sees the bleeding stopped, and he's got maybe a makeshift tourniquet, or not tourniquet, but bandage over there, and he looks up at Angus and goes, I assume we won?
And Angus looks out and says, "Getting there, old boy, getting there. Mr. Baker's taking care of it."
You can just see elbows and feet popping up behind the crates.
Goddamn son of a bitch!
He just kind of sounds like it, and he puts his,
Yeah, he's a very enthusiastic gentleman.
he puts his 1911 back in the shoulder holster, and he's like, help me up, we gotta get back to my boat.
Yeah, he helps him up and says, "Do you think I should perhaps shoot the other gentleman, or
I
do
mean,
you think Mr. Baker is?"
I personally would like to tie that loose end up, but We just met. I won't tell you what to do with him.
Give me a second. And he kind of leans Harold up against the dumpster and calls over to Quint. You're right there, Mr. Baker. Would you like any assistance? I still have a pistol.
This dumb bitch strong as a gator. And it's just a front wrestling them next to the fucking crates.
I believe that's a yes. All right then. If you could hold on for a moment, Captain Helm.
Yeah, I won't run off. And he's kind of like leans, like almost dead weight against the dumpster.
Oh, shit, he's trying to break free again, huh? All right. Yeah, I had a feeling.
All right.
Oh, shit.
Breaks free. He uses his last 2 frenzy to try to, like, just heavy elbow Baker. Oh my god, this guy.
Man, this guy's
16, 17, 19, 20.
that fucking money. Oh shit.
Ugh.
I know, I don't, oh, I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah, please don't. Okay.
Oh, good.
6. I knew that.
Yeah, you're good. He gives you an elbow to the jaw, but you've had worse.
Much worse.
Harold Helm. It's up to you, sir, if you're,
I mean, they're like, I don't want to shoot
right. Yeah.
Mr. Baker there.
Alright. Quint Baker.
Try to smash and just punch him hard in the temple, basically, while we're wrapped up here still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You dumb son of a bitch, you could have went on living. And, a heavy attack.
Here's the target number.
I beat it.
Nice. Alright. There we go.
Get him out of my sight!
God.
Yeah, so he gets over him and he winds up and again that big right hook, that Tyson-esque. I don't even know who was popular in the 30s, but he winds up that big hook and just smashes him hard. Oh, he gets up and he's all bloody, his lips bleeding from the elbow. Kicks the gun all away off the ledge just in case this guy gets up. That's how you get it done. Woo! And this, he walks back towards where they are. Oh, goddamn! That was a fine welcome to the country, ain't it?
Oh, huh. What are you, Max Schlemming? Yeah, I looked it up. That's a famous I haven't seen someone hit that hard since old Max. He spits out some blood. He's like, let's get back. My ship's just up here, off the pier. Look for the one in case I pass out. It's called the Naughty Lady.
We'll see who gets you there. You need a hand?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, he'll help you up and he'll throw one of your arms over his shoulders. We're gonna get there just fine now, Captain Helm. Don't you worry.
If I lose consciousness, my first mate, his name's Wang Chung. It's fine.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
All right. You guys get to the ship with Harold under the weather. All right, everybody should be able to see this. And I'd imagine you guys probably don't hang around very long.
Yeah, as they get on board, Harold just kind of looks to Chung, like, cast off, we're going up the river. Don't worry about it, buddy. I've looked worse. And he kind of looks to Quentin and Angus. We'll worry about rates once we're safely out of here.
Yeah, and we can worry about mine for saving your life. Sit yourself down. We should do a better job of bandaging this. That was a hasty job just to stop the bleeding. We should put something more stable on this. Can I have another go at the first aid, or is it this? If not, this is just narrative.
Yeah, we could do that. Oh. Oh yeah, combat's done. I just saw bows.
Okay. So if I can, I'm not sure if I can do it again on the same wound, but if I can, I'll do that. If not, this is just narrative. He's kind of doing a bit more on the wound.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Stable bandage. I just put a stable bandage on it, so it may just be kind of narrative, but he's trying to actually clean it properly and prevent infection and get a clean, stable bandage on it, so it's actually held in place. And maybe actually see if he can get in to sew it shut as well.
Yeah, you're able to sew it shut, and yeah, this will be more narrative, I think, than.
Sure. Yeah. So yeah, gives him a gets hold of some liquor, pours some on the wound, so pours some into Harold's mouth, some into his own mouth, some onto the wound, and then sews it up. I think we'll do the classic stick to bite down on. In fact, that'll be a good one.
Yeah, he takes maybe a small piece of stick and bites down hard, and as he's sewing him up, he takes the bottle of whiskey that he had purchased from the bar, and he dumps it on him at the end, and kind of snatches the bottle out of his hand and takes a big chug, and he goes, "Oh, that's gonna help. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's been a long time since I've been shot. Forgot how much I hate it."
Yeah, I'm not too keen on sewing up bullet wounds either. There's afraid it's the poking around for the bullet that always causes the problems. Sometimes it's better to leave them in, And without saying which he's doing, he just starts sewing it up.
Yeah, he does his best. He's just like, just doing his best. And so I probably should ask, where exactly are we going again?
Yes, we have a map. Mr. Baker, could you find the map, please? I believe it's in my backpack. I've got my hands rather full, and he holds up two blood-stained hands.
Oh, no problem, Doctor, no problem. And he goes into the backpack and he'll dig it out. All right, I think we got it marked right here. And he puts it on the table next to them, not wherever the doctor's implements might be.
Yeah.
He kind of looks at the map and kind of squints, one eye almost closed as he's doing his best to focus. He goes, that shouldn't be too hard to get to.
Yeah, from what you see, it looks like, you guys could be there a little over a day.
Okay, make myself comfortable then.
Sit back, relax. I'm gonna lie down and sleep for a while. Good old Chung here will get us up as far as we need to be. Come morning, we'll sit down, have a little breakfast and talk.
Sounds good. Sleep well. I'll keep a little bit of an eye on you as you sleep.
Much obliged, and Mr. Baker, thank you for your fisticuffs there. It was much appreciated.
Oh, no problem, Captain Helm, no problem. But, you had one thing wrong. I wouldn't have squared up with, Mr. Slemming. I had a fight lined up with, Jack Britton, I think his name was, a while back.
Oh, wow. It's pretty impressive. Well, after seeing you fight multiple men, I think I might have put some money on you. Fresh with some pesos here. What's the worst that could happen?
Oh, keep it in mind, we get back stateside, I might take you up on that. Do a little betting on some boxing. Oh, I'm a bit old out of shape these days.
Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna go sleep / pass out, whichever comes first.
Yeah, Quinn will watch him go. He looks to Angus.
Did fine work, Dr. McDonald. You did fine work. I think you saved his life today.
Well, hopefully, I mean, assuming he wakes up again, and I think he will. Kind of looks at him and peers at his face. And, yes, I'd rather think he will. Ah, well, I think we deserve to celebrate. And he'll grab a bottle of whatever spirits Harold has hanging around, and he'll pour each of them a glass and say, well, here's to new friends.
Not that for me, but I'll cheer to that. New friends.
Oh, yes,
indeed.
of course you did say. So sorry. And he looks awkwardly at, like, what's he going to do with this other glass? And he just pours it into his glass in the end.
You sure should be doing that drinking just in case something happened to Captain Helm. I don't mean to tell you how to live your life, but
I mean, no, a little just steadies the hand, old boy. Mm.
oh, all right. Well, if you say so.
Yes, absolutely. Perfectly all right. But thank you. I must say you are quite a remarkable punch there, old boy. Both you and Mr. Helm both have really quite remarkable. But you particularly. Why, I think I saw you kill a man with one punch. I've never seen anything like it.
You know, I hoped I didn't kill him, but you know, they didn't leave us many choices. When it came right down to it. No, I could have gone pro back in the States. I was on the amateur circuit in Louisiana. I'd end up he goes quiet for a little bit. He shakes his head. That one fell through, so I had to do something else.
Well, it brought you here, and I know I, for one, am very grateful. I'm sure Captain Helm is as well, or will be when he comes round. Well, we're on our way. If in a rather different manner than we expected, but You said you're searching for your niece, was it? Almost like a daughter, you said.
Oh yeah, and he has a seat. Well, yeah, Sarah, she my niece, you know, is my brother's only daughter, and well, she came down this way looking for things. I find out now she's looking into a heritage. She's half Mexican, and oh yeah, she's a sweet girl, you know. She's very smart and well educated and very polite. Good young lady. I'm just you know, I come down here bearing some bad news, I'm afraid.
I'm sorry to hear that. Well, perhaps the sight of seeing her uncle again will take the sting out of the bad news.
Oh, I don't know. It's hard to lose a parent. I don't know if she's gonna take it well or not.
Oh, I see. Uh, well,
You have
well,
picture?
this is.
Wang.
You show me
Angus is
now.
just.
You show me picture.
Angus
Beg
spills his
pardon?
whiskey. He jumps suddenly.
He's over there driving the boat, and he looks over at Wang. You have picture? You do have a picture, actually.
Yeah, Oh, yeah, and that's her right there.
Ah, pretty girl.
Oh, yeah, no, she real smart. She was in and
And he looks at Angus, seeing that he might be an educated man. He might know how to fucking
Oh,
say the word.
anthropology.
oh,
Yes.
that's the word right there. She's anthropologist.
Wang is smiling. His teeth are all crooked, and he smiles and nods. Probably not understanding entirely what you're saying. Like one of those smiles and nods.
Yeah, he puts the picture away.
Yep. Yeah, the estate's hers now, and I didn't want her to come back to a mess, so I came looking for her instead.
Doctor, you sure Harold be okay?
Well, I think so. I mean, he's taken a nasty wound, but he's had good care. As good as you can give in these parts. I mean, a proper hospital would have done better, but no, I think he'll live. You noticed he was quite distracted by the picture of Sarah. He was kind of, looking for a little while. It wasn't how he pictured an anthropologist.
Yeah, so the day passes. Let's let Harold roll the D100.
Alrighty.
30% chance of, or 30 or lower of something bad happening. 30% chance of fun.
Yeah.
More fun.
No fun today.
So that night is kind of spooky, but a little bit at the same time. The stars of the jungle at night, especially on the river, are pretty amazing for those who come from the city. And but the sounds, you're constantly sure that something is watching you from the trees on the banks. Harold has some pretty crazy dreams that night, I'm sure. But he does wake up with 2d6 more HP.
Let's see how much.
And they explode if you roll a 6 too.
Wah, wah.
5 more. It's a little better. But he's up, and bandage is still there. Of course, pain for I think it's 4 days. It will be
-2 bod for 4 days.
Yeah.
I don't know if my fatigue's still there.
Yeah, that'll be there for 4 days.
Yeah. So Angus,
yeah.
what we telling him, you're gonna have to take this easy for a few days, but you should be right as rain in the end.
Yeah, Harold wakes up. I mean, he's alive, so that's a plus. But he feels like hammered shit, which is a definite minus. But he pats his satchel with all those pesos in there, so that's some makes him feel a little bit better because he was down on his luck, financially speaking. But he makes his way to the deck and relieves Wang Chung since he had been navigating the river all night. Tells him he can catch a few hours of sleep and waits for the other two to come up deck and nods to both of them. How you feeling on this nice warm morning?
I was about to ask you the same thing, old boy.
Not wearing a Chicago overcoat, so can't say I'm too sad.
Angus plainly doesn't get the reference at all and kind of looks at Harold's coat for a second and it's just like, right.
It's 1930s slang for coffin in America.
Yeah,
I'd look that up,
Angus doesn't get it at all.
I'm not picking daisies with the ladder. How about that?
Oh, I know that one. Right. Yes.
But, yeah, another day of sunshine. I can't complain. This'll heal in time thanks to you, and we're on our way upriver to get wherever you're going. Kind of looks at the map again. So tell me, what's up there? What are we going towards? Can't be any worse than what we left in Tampico.
Well, I mean, there's a certain amount of disease, but I do have the medicine to handle it. Well, there's a disease, more a parasite, but yes, there's a dig, I believe. Mr. Baker here, his niece is there. He's come to bring some family news and quite a beauty, I must say, from the picture. And then realizes he's got a faraway look in his face and kind of snaps out of it. Yes. So we all have our reasons for going. Mr. Baker and I have been hired by a gentleman back in town. We'll be spending some time working at the dig. I'll be taking care of the workers, and Mr. Baker, I presume, will be reacquainting himself with his niece.
Wang wakes up for just long enough to say, "You show him picture, pretty girl." Haha.
Oh yes, you should show him the picture, said Angus.
Yeah, Quentin narrows his eyes. It's like a feeling like everybody wants to see. Everyone wants to see my niece for some reason. He pulls the picture and we'll show it to Harold. That's Sarah. She's Can you say, doctor? I can't.
Well, I much appreciate the picture. She is quite beautiful, but I would have taken your word for it. But yes, let's get up there and I guess deliver that medicine. And if you're half the medic or doctor as you are field surgeon, I'd say they're all in good hands.
Well, I certainly hope so. I have a little experience in working in out-of-the-way places. And that doesn't mean he's a proctologist.
Well, this is no gunboat, but I'm expecting no trouble. Sounds like just a little easy rescue mission and a reacquaintance with some kin.
Oh yes, and I think if we do run into any trouble, Mr. Baker's fists seem capable of dealing with any obstacle.
Oh no, you give me too much credit now. I got a couple lucky licks in. I ain't the man I once was. Age catching up to me.
Right, we'll do that. But I think you're in good shape for many years yet, Mr. Baker.
You tell that to my knees, and he's patting his knees. Been aching since we got on this boat. I thought I had my sea legs still when I got a call, but I guess I lost it when I came back landside.
You noticed that as you said knees, just for a second, Angus thought you said niece, and his eyes kind of went a little distant again. And he's like, "Oh yeah."
And if you guys are okay with it, we'll go on to the next scene. You guys
Sure.
end up getting to this place not too long after you sun up. You know, before noon. Sun's out. It's nice and hot, and you can see, like, you can see a boat pulled up on the shore, where the excavation site, the people were. No problem finding the area with Harold. I think Harold has navigation skills.
Yep.
Yeah, so really no roll necessary. It's a pretty simple find on the map and everything. And you guys find the location of where the excavation site is and where they're supposed to be. When you start to get out of the boat, Wang looks over to Harold and says, "You want me to stay here, boss?"
That sounds good. You look after the ship. Keep yourself busy. Keep an eye out. But you stay here. I think we'll be just fine.
He nods. When you guys go over to the site, you know, it's got several tents set up. Some beautiful ruins in the jungle you find just beyond the tents. These ruins have been here for a long time. Of course, by the look of it, the water cascading down here. But you also notice that no one has come to greet you at all. Some of the tents are even knocked over and look like they've been rummaged through. You even find the place where they would send telegrams and stuff. The machine is still there, but it's busted and it's on the ground.
Quint looks around, sees nobody, and
I ain't been on no archaeological dig before, but I don't like this. It don't seem right to me. Something seem wrong.
Must say it does seem a little off.
I mean, you said there was illness, but it doesn't really explain the state of this encampment.
No.
And then something seems to occur to him, and he says, "Mr. Baker, your niece could be in danger. We should hurry."
Damn. Where the hell we go though?
and he looks around. He's trying to like find a trail or something. Bushcraft doesn't do that, right?
Bushcraft is survival. You could make a roll. The target number would be raised from tracking and stuff, I think, but let me see. I forgot
Could
what
I-
skill. Go ahead.
Can I make an observation to kind of study the scene and see if
Oh,
I can see
yeah.
any clues?
Yeah, definitely.
I'll let Ghost roll first.
I condensed the skills a lot, so I'm not sure which.
So
I'm
used to-
gonna remove my survival craft bonus. I think this is not affected by it. I think that's for like making shit. So I'm gonna do this.
Okay, yeah. Trapping, hunting, foraging, fishing, and bushcraft. Yeah. Bushcraft 15, that's a good roll. Observation is a good roll. Alright. Alright, so Quint Baker starts to look around for any signs of tracks and things like that. You do find many tracks of people, as this place was traveled heavily by. I mean, by the count of it, you guys together count maybe 6 tents So there must have been several people here. You do notice that somebody's been like rifling through this area, and one of the things that you find, you're able to find a trail, Baker, that leads off into the jungle to the northeast of this position here. That looks like it's been traveled a couple of times, and like machete marks through the broadleaf canopy. And Angus, as you're looking through some of the tents and stuff like that, you notice there's an arrow sticking into one of the trees. And the arrow is kind of colorful looking. It looks like it was nicely made.
I'll point this out to Harold. Say, well, that's not good.
Gonna seize it now. I would say that's not good at all. Looks like they made the natives a little restless.
Dear. Any luck, Mr. Baker?
And he points
Oh,
out
yeah.
the arrow to him as well.
Oh yeah, they got a trail over yonder. Look like it been walked through a couple times. I see machete mark on the trees, and he sees the arrow. That ain't no good.
Indeed. Well, we should make haste, or as much haste as we can make whilst being cautious. And Angus kind of unclips his revolver holster again and pulls out his gun, his pistol, and checks the chambers. I think it's best to be prepared, gentlemen.
Oh, I guess it's gonna be a fight, ain't it? Well, I hope it ain't, but I suppose be ready.
And he'll pull a scatter gun out from the coat he's wearing, like a long coat. Sleeves
My.
cut off.
Oh, I picked up this little number on the way down. Never know when you need a good scatter gun.
I don't think I've seen one before. I think I've heard of them, but remarkable
hold
thing.
it?
Oh no, thank you. My this is enough for me, thank you.
Well, most of these natives are running around half naked anyway, so that scatter gun would be nice number on them.
Hope so. I hope I ain't gotta use it on nobody, but I suppose if they're shooting arrows, I might have to. You gonna be alright, Captain Helm? I know you're still not feeling up to it. Still not feeling too good from that bullet hole there.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I do not feel the best, but I owe you guys, and you know, if you're here to help out these people, I'm here to help you.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Good man.
Spoken like a gentleman.
I'll take point. It's been a while since I was point man on something like this, but I reckon I should be in front.
Well, thank you. Certainly couldn't hope for a more capable guide.
Oh, you could. I wasn't too good when I was a point man. Well, we always got where it was going at least, but not easy. Alright, well, now that I shook up everybody's confidence, I suppose we should get moving.
As you start to get ready, you hear a shout come from the boat. You hear, Captain, I find something.
1 second, Sean. Kind of meanders over there, not terribly fast because he's got a hole in his chest, but his gut. But he makes it over there. What is it, Wang? What did you find?
He points to the boat, and you guys make your way over there. You find a body laying inside the boat. It's flies, covered in flies, and you can see these sores that have opened up on the skin in several areas. That it's like really horrific looking, kind of openings all over the flesh.
Without touching it,
can I have a quick look and see if I recognize the symptoms?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, see, he's looking. Helm doesn't get very close. He goes, "That's that the disease you're talking about?"
15, Rogue. And Angus sort of says,
It definitely looks like leishmaniasis.
okay. Yes, I fear so. It can be very nasty if not treated, but if caught early, it's eminently treatable these days.
Black
It's so sad that there are so many areas of the world where we just aren't able to get them the medicine they need. But there we are. Life can be cruel in many places.
You notice too. Actually, do you check out the body at all, or?
I'm not touching it. I don't want to catch anything.
Right.
But I am looking at it. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and do that observations check again. Oh, did you already make one? Let me.
No,
no, that's
I
from
just-
before.
I just have a strong feeling about what's going to happen. That's all. 7.
Okay. No, you don't notice anything else, any additional information. You guys can go ahead and make a perception check if you like. See if you notice this. Wang immediately says, "This place some kind of cursed place."
We ain't seeing shit.
No, that information eludes you. All right. So you leave the body in the boat and travel on. Wang gets kind of spooked though. He says, "Captain, I come with you."
I mean, I'm not going to stop you, but you sure you don't want to stay here? Go below deck, just hide until we get back.
He looks a little scared. He says, "Okay, I stay here."
Hey, Captain Helm, does your associate have a gun?
Does he? Yeah, probably. Yeah, he's got some protection. He's got himself a little machete. He's got himself a pistol. I don't know, whatever they call a machete over on the other side of the world.
Yeah, let's give him one of those. Like a Kopesh or something.
He has a fucking Kopech?
I was gonna say,
My man's ballin'. Those are expensive as fuck.
he's got a
what do
little
you-
Chinese short sword or
What do
something.
you pay this guy, Helm?
Yeah, he's got like a little Chinese short sword.
Yeah, that's cool.
Alright, then, well, if he's good, I suppose on we go.
Start leading to the northeast, I think you said it was.
Yeah. Yeah, heading to the northeast. As you guys walk away, Wang has this saddened look of like you guys leaving behind a puppy. And
That was the last we saw of
Yeah, as they're walking away, he's just like, "Yeah, I picked Wang up in Hong Kong. He's an orphan. I sympathize for the orphans, and he is wanting to learn the ways seaman's trade, so I showed him. He's been a good study and a good friend ever since, and helping me out."
It's good to have a good friend with you going through life. I've, well, I wouldn't be here now if it wasn't for an American friend of mine who got me out of Guatemala. Well, I'm glad you you have a good friend in Wang. I'm sure he'll be fine.
Oh, he's managed to get out of worse situations than what we find ourselves in today.
Yes, and even if he should contract this, I do have the medication, so no problem.
Is that one of those medications you can give him beforehand, or we gotta wait till he gets sick?
I could give it beforehand. It's better to really wait until there's some sign, I think.
Well, I don't know how
Well,
contagious this is, but he's gonna stay on the boat if I tell him to.
Yeah. I mean, he'll know well enough not to touch the body, right?
Oh yeah.
Ah,
He's superstitious. Those Chinese, they're weird with their funky religion, but I think he ain't gonna touch him.
Excellent.
Alright. You guys make your way to the northeast. Oh, give me just a second, guys. Quick bathroom break.
Yep.
Sure.
Go grab some water real quick.
Yeah, me too.
You still there? I get dropped. Okay. The nurse is patient talking. I left this freestanding ED, and I got here at 6. And from 6 until 11, I saw 5 patients per hour, and now the place is completely empty.
Oof! Wow.
That's fine with me. I just want to chill the rest of the night. I'll listen to this. This will get me through a while. I just have to drink coffee. We don't typically have to do this. We just have a bunch of guys that used to be our nocturnists retire, so.
I still need to send you. I've got the Tolkien coin to.
Oh yeah.
Send that one through. I got an envelope for it the other day, so I just need to. I've still got your address somewhere, so I'll pull that out and I'll send that off.
Let me know if it costs. I'll send you some Venmo.
Ah, yeah, no, I will. Be fine.
I need to redo my office and hang up that Hobbit poster. New Zealand.
Oh yeah,
New Zealand.
Nice. Yeah, I'll be back over there. It was quite funny actually. I was talking to a friend from New Zealand, and I said, "Have you ever been to the Hobbiton set?" And he said, "My friend owns the farm next door." So I went there before it was the Hobbiton set, and I said,
"Oh wow."
I said, "So does it? I said, when you watched The Hobbit, did it look like Middle Earth to you?" And he said, "No, it looked like the Central Waikato to me."
Mac.
Hey.
The way they frame up all those shots, though, you would think it looks so idyllic and exactly like the Shire, but he's probably like, "Oh, that's just a couple miles away."
Yeah. Well, it's pretty impressive actually. The set they kind of just made everything there. They went to a hell of a lot of trouble for it. There's one of the tree that's over Bilbo's house. They originally there wasn't a tree there, and Peter Jackson was just like, "Yeah, no, it needs to have a tree over the top of Bilbo's house because it had some concept art, and he really liked that. There should be a tree on top of it." And they went and found a tree somewhere, and they got permission, but they bought the tree, dug it up, and replanted it on that spot. But when they came back to do The Hobbit, the tree had died. So they pulled out all the photos of the tree and reconstructed it as an artificial tree that looked exactly the same. Even from like 30 feet away, you can't really tell. And they had people wire on all the leaves and all this kind of stuff. And then apparently they got it there, and Peter Jackson came on set and was just like, "No, there's something wrong. The leaves aren't the right color. That's what it is. The leaves aren't the right color." So they got a couple of students up for I think about 10 days. These 2 students were just on set painting leaves.
Oh, jeez.
They painted like however many thousand leaves there are on this big tree. It's pretty impressive, though.
Yeah, a lot of attention to detail.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just a good thing they put that much thought into the Rings of Power as well.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding.
I know.
Oh no.
Continue with your game. Don't get me upset.
Oh man. There was a moment where I was hopeful when I saw it, but then that died out.
It has good visuals at times.
Yeah.
I think some of the visuals are cool,
Yeah.
but yeah.
I'm going to mute myself. Have fun.
All right, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, go play in Paladin.
We'll
Too
have to get
tired
Ted to
for
cut.
anything cognitive.
We'll have to get Ted to cut this bit out.
All right. Where were we? All right, you guys headed northeast towards following the trail. That's right. All right, you're able to follow this place. It's about half a mile through the jungle to the northeast, and once you arrive there, you notice this place rises up out of the jungle. This temple. You guys can see that there.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, at least it's not sinister.
And nobody has any anthropology or archaeology skills or anything like that, right?
Absolutely not.
I've got academia, and that's it.
Okay. As you
Oh,
approach,
and a cult as well.
an occult. Huh. Okay. As you get to this place, you find the trail. The tracks lead to this place. It seems that they like wandered around the pyramid. It doesn't look exactly like this picture right here, but it looks like more like a pyramid, and this is on top, of the pyramid. So you wander around it a little bit and notice the tracks lead all the way up to the entrance. Once you get up there, you could hear the entire jungle goes quiet. A kind of disturbing silence. Like all of the animals, all of the insects seem to hush. Everybody make a perception check.
Yeah, Harold looks around and he goes, "Now, I'm no expert, but that's not normal."
There's
Rather
some
think
bad
not.
medicine here. Something
Oh
wrong.
my lord!
Ooh. Oh.
Only I see the thing that will drive me instantly insane.
If only we had Wang Chung here to see what was going on.
Damn.
You guys do not see anything at all as you're looking around.
No luck with a 9.
Strangely quiet. For a moment, Angus thinks he sees something moving in the trees, like in a couple different spaces. It looks like the shadows move, but it's kind of hard to tell if you're imagining this or letting yourself get spooked.
Yeah, Angus will be looking into the trees and sort of saying, "I keep thinking I see movement, but I can't quite pin it down. I can't tell if I'm imagining it or glimpsing something, but I think there's something out there."
Harold kind of draws his pistol and takes his safety off and kind of looks around. Is it outside or inside this thing?
In the trees.
You know, when I in the bayou, sometime it go this way, get real quiet. That's 'cause something ain't once supposed to be there is there. 'Cause nature know when something wrong. It's real wrong, whatever this is.
Well, not solving anything standing here, are we? Well, after you, I think.
Be careful. We go in. If there's something out here, it gonna come in only one way behind us.
I suppose I should take up the rear then. I'll keep an eye out behind. Lead on. He looks a little green.
Alright, here we go.
He'll head in, leading the way.
You guys head into this place. Once you get up to the very entrance of the place that looks very similar to this here, you notice a strange symbol. Looks like this here.
I'm not seeing it. What was that? Did you just ping?
Oh, I gotta share it with everybody.
Ah.
Such a novice.
I blame
I hate
you,
it.
20.
You know, you haven't done it much. You haven't done it often before. I mean, it's fine. You'll get the hang of it.
Alright, there we go. Bloop.
There we go.
You notice that symbol is like on like a couple of different areas. And then and you're just arriving kind of at the entrance to this place, and it just feels really cold when you're getting into the entrance. You guys can hear voices suddenly. It sounds like people talking inside. It sounds like they're getting closer too.
English, Mexican, unknown.
It does sound like English. Baker, you're pretty sure it's your niece's voice.
Oh, that's Sarah in there. That's Sarah.
He's good, pepping his step now. And there's something he can real quick try to have a torch in the hand. He'll put his scattergun away and get his pistol out instead.
Angus has got his pistol in one hand, but with the other hand, he's trying to straighten his tie.
Yeah, still injured and a little slowed by it, his gunshot wound. Harold's very cautious as he kind of approaches the voices.
Ro, can I bushcraft up a torch of some variety? I don't
Yeah.
think I have any.
Yeah, definitely.
Try to whip this one up.
What'd you roll?
9.
Yeah, nice.
So, torch in one hand, pistol in the other now. 38 special. They'll start walking in towards the voices.
As you start to go into the place and the cold hits you guys on your flesh, you feel this uneasiness, and then it sounds like her voice, but it sounds like she's crying.
He gets a little nervous. He knows he shouldn't, but he's gonna.
Sarah? Sarah? You in here? Sarah, where are you?
Be a little careful. There could be danger. We wouldn't want to bring any down on her.
You hear her voice scream towards you. She calls your name, you know. Quint, help me!
Hell.
Yeah, he's gonna start moving. He starts running.
Slow down.
Hold on, Sarah.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a willpower check, Quint.
Bravery factor in on this one?
Nah. This is something else, I think. And target number is 10.
Gotcha. Will. Oh boy.
All right, go ahead and get a mental fatigue as you take off. I mean, imagine you probably would.
Yeah, he's upset for sure. He's nervous because she's calling for help. He's nervous already to begin with because of what happened outside with everything going quiet. He's moving faster than he probably should be.
Yeah, as you guys kind of. Who would be first, actually? Well, I know Baker would be first, but who would be after that?
Probably me and Wander would probably be about the same.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's enough space too for you guys to walk 2 by 2 as well. Put this right here. There you go. Once you start to get deeper into the tunnel, the steps are going down. Old steps going down, covered in vines and things like that. You start to hurry your way down there, but you start to see light. Looks like torchlight maybe, or some kind of firelight, and you can hear her screaming still for you to come help me, help me. You bust down into a chamber where you can see several what looks like natives standing around the fire. Sarah and Dr. Diana are tied up. And you notice one of the several of the masked men, they have these skulls on their face and feathers, they look similar to this.
Oh, and I thought the symbol was bad.
One of them looks like possibly their leader or some kind of shaman or something. He turns towards all of you and kind of outstretches his finger towards you and says something in some, old ancient dialect.
I'll wave my pistol at him and yell, "Let the ladies go!"
Quint will shoot his pistol into the air and then point it at the one who looks like he's in charge. You step away now! Go on! Don't care what you're doing! You're gonna let my niece go! You're gonna let them ladies go now!
The shaman puts his hand up slowly towards like his neck, and then makes some motion, and his servants, the tribal servants, they turn to you guys, start to pull out weapons.
Throw his torch on the ground and go for his scattered gun.
All right. Let's see what happens here. Go ahead and roll the initiative.
Oh no!
Damn,
Damn.
Angus. Angus,
Too slow.
you got 4 tallies there, Angus, and Harold's got 2.
I'll save you, Sarah.
Angus, yeah, I was gonna say, Angus saw Sarah and it became real for him. It's like, oh shit. I agree, let her go.
All he needs now is something to swing on.
Grab a big piece of spider web and
Yeah.
da-da-da,
Breaks.
da-da-da. Oh.
Right. I guess you rolling for them or?
Yeah, for some reason this thing ain't working well. Yeah, I'll just do this.
Damn.
Did it pop up?
Oh man, these dudes are moving.
Oh my goodness. Didn't seem to pop up there though. Sorry about that. What do they go at? 25? Alright. Angus, you go first. What are you going to do?
Okay. So they are describe how close these guys are to the two captives.
I would say they're about like 20 feet away from them. The girls...
And how far are they from us?
Maybe 30, 40 feet away.
Okay. They don't seem to be showing any signs of reacting to the shot in the air, right?
No, they all just spun towards you guys when that happened.
Okay, so I'm going to run forward, see if I can get in some cover between us and them, and kind of draw their attention. And once I'm in cover, I'm going to shoot at one of the minions.
Okay. So 1 action cover plus 6.
Yeah.
And
then
1 shot.
Shoot. Yeah. So X. Oh, it's not a great shot. But Angus is also kind of like yelling as he goes and trying to draw their attention, and he's yelling to the others, "I'll draw their attention.
That's a hit.
Over here, you bastards!" Oh, nice. Okay, damage. 13.
Alright. He's wounded. And anything else from Angus?
No, yeah, mainly trying to get everyone's attention and duck down into the cover.
Alright. You shoot. They all seem like mystified, for a second, but they don't seem phased. They don't seem to cower or anything. Harold, it's your turn.
All right, Harold will shoot the one that Angus shot to start. Oh my lord.
That was the one that got hit?
Yep.
Alright. I'm going to give him minus still. Hey!
I won't look that gift horse in the mouth.
Alright, how do you finish him off?
So he already injured. He pops off around, hitting him, and obviously being mostly nude is not good when it comes to bullets, and the bullet finishes him off. He kind of collapses down, or maybe at the feet or close to it of Sarah and Dr. Monroe, And so he shifts his focus and points at the next one and fires. We'll fire at the red shirt on the far left. Oh my lord!
Is that this one here?
These fives, yeah.
All right, that bullet rips past him. Anything else from Harold? I think that's it. Oh, you got Frenzy if you want.
Frenzy gets another action.
Yeah, you can burn up to 2.
We'll burn one more. Maybe get something other than a 5. Okay, that.
Oh, yep, there we go.
Let me subtract Frenzy here.
So that will be a nothing in the modifier, but when you get to the multiplier, put 2 in there.
Okay.
Oh, there was another rule I forgot to tell you guys about. The 2-action double tap. You can just use 2 actions to go pop pop in one roll if you want to.
Well, that probably kills him.
Yeah, it does.
He shoots, and misses. It goes high, kind of pulls his aim down, shoots again, just hits him center mass right in the chest, killing him instantly.
All right. The Aztec shouts out something, and this one runs over, pulls out. He's already got it out. He has some obsidian blade, and he grabs Sarah, and puts the knife to her. He doesn't stab her, but she recoils and screams, afraid, of course, petrified. This one takes off running for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, Quint. 3, 4, Helm. 5, 6, Angus. I guess he's running after Angus. He runs towards you, hiding behind the column over there, and tries to swing at you. This one's coming at you, Wander. And you got 4 tallies.
And that will give me if I use each one's a +1, isn't it?
Correct. Yeah, if you wanted to use all 4, you could to your defense, or
let's do that. Yeah. If I'm down, I'm not going to be much good. So defense, yes. Dodge is my only defense, isn't it? So yeah. Modifier 4.
That's a crit. You get an attack back instantly.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm going to pistol whip him. I don't know how much damage that would do.
I mean, you could always kill him.
What would be the attack for that? Is that just unarmed or?
Go ahead and use your pistol. You just roll your pistol attack. Yeah.
Okay.
You want to hit him with the butt of the pistol?
No, with the barrel.
Okay, you want to shoot him?
Can I shoot him for this range?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, okay. If I can just shoot him, I will then. Okay. 19.
Yeah, he didn't come up and grapple you or anything, so. You actually have a bonus as well, and that is a hit because they're point blank range. All right.
Okay, excellent. 16 damage.
All right. You blast him. He falls to the ground, dead. And the other Aztec, the main guy here, he's coming at Harold.
Of course he is.
Of course, come from the wounded guy. comes at you with a axe, some kind of Aztec obsidian axe.
I'm definitely going to use my 2 for this defense. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, one away. You don't have any ability or anything that could help you with that, do you?
I'm going to double check, but I don't believe so. No, 'cause I think it's like pain resistance.
You have the luck roll still.
I already used it.
Yeah, you could do that. You could try the.
Oh no,
the
I don't
percent
have.
roll.
I did not use my luck roll. Nope.
Alright.
Back down I go.
Oh.
And you have armor though on this one, and it's armor 4. Okay. This is a quick attack too.
Eight takes me down to 5.
He cuts you across the arm, a nice gash, and he is going to try and finish you off with his last attack.
Oh no.
Lord.
Fucking. Oh, Harold.
Or Harold.
No.
Oh, never mind.
Oh my god!
So I get to attack him, is that correct?
Yeah, you do.
So he gets hit once and it maybe like gets stuck a little and he pulls it out and swings again, except this time he's ready and just like he hip fires with his pistol right at point blank range. Is there any modifier to that? Did you say +2 earlier?
Yeah.
Did he crit fail?
He crit failed. Yep. It goes right through his armor.
Oh.
What a fucking swing.
Right?
What a turn of events.
Oh!
Yes. Yes. It blasts him and he falls to the ground. However you want to do that.
If it kills him, then he swings, misses, and just with his left hand, he grabs the back of his head and he puts the gun point blank into his stomach and pulls the trigger, and it just takes him up off his feet, that 45 caliber round, and knocks him down.
All right. It is Quint. Guys got your girl.
Oh boy. This one right here.
Yeah.
If I shoot with the scatter gun, do I think I'll hit Sarah? If I miss?
Yeah.
How far is he?
He's a good, what did I say? Like 35 feet to her, which 8 times 5, yeah. What's your movement?
That's gonna be a 6 and a full sprint. So
Okay,
whatever
so
that
you,
is.
you could spend one action to actually get to him with that extra movement rule.
Yeah, I'll do it. I line up the shot first, realized I could hit Sarah, so I just dropped the shotgun and stow it, whatever's faster, and I will spend one action to get up on this bastard. You let it go, you son of a bitch! And he's just gonna come in with the other action and make a quick punch. It's a box of people.
Yeah. He's a legend to those fists. Got him. Ten. Blap. Wounded. Knocks him to the ground on his knee.
That's all I got.
Alright. Angus.
Okay. Right. Well, Angus really wants to be going and helping rescue the ladies, but he sees that Harold's facing this very intimidating guy here. So he takes a deep breath, aims, and takes a shot at this guy. Is Harold? How bad's Harold?
Not great. He's bleeding. He's got what appears to be some sort of sword wound, on probably his shoulder, maybe his like top of his pectoral.
No, I still have to kill this guy though, because otherwise,
he doesn't look as bad last night or the day before
Yeah.
from the gunshot wound.
Okay.
Not great, but not that bad.
Okay, I'm aiming and I'm fire at this guy.
Alright.
No.
Oh,
Is that a crit? Oh, that's a crit 4.
It's
Fucking
crit.
rolling.
The illusion.
He is motivated.
That's this guy here?
Yeah, so I think it was just the D4 was
Yeah.
maximum, not the
Yeah, it was, unfortunately. But,
yeah, so it wasn't a crit, but still a good roll.
but this dude is messed up and he's on the ground, so
Hey.
he gets a minus.
Okay. Tax.
-2 for his status and minus for the ground.
15 damage.
Seeing more.
Yeah.
He has 2 hit points left.
Oh, I have no frenzy to burn. Okay.
Alright, it is Harold's turn.
Actually, what Angus will do is he'll kind of stand up and kind of move over a little bit in that direction just to make himself another target. Kind of like, oh, if you come towards Harold, you'll be facing me as well, kind of thing. And he
Yeah.
draws his he's got his pistol in his right hand, and he draws his kind of survival knife with his left hand.
Yeah, it's Harold's turn. I'm going to attack twice, and then depending on how the rolls go, I'll narratively describe that.
Alright. The old minus.
Oh, nice. For him.
He is able to move out of the way.
What the
Oh no.
Now I'm going to burn a frenzy, attack one more time. Jesus Christ.
Dude wants to live,
He's
man.
gonna get him.
Seriously?
Oh no! Come on, no. Oh,
Huh?
he got him that time with his minuses. Alright, how'd he finish him?
Okay, so narratively, we'll say the first 2 bullets don't miss. So the first bullet he shoots, he hits, and he kind of turns contemptuously away, and he hears, like he turns around and the Aztec's like still crawling towards him. So he just kind of like, again, like flips the gun over, shoots him, turns back around to walk away towards the 2 girls, and hears something in Spanish, like a curse or, something he's swearing at him. He turns around, that dude's still alive. And Harold's like, Are you kidding me? And he this time like puts both hands on the trigger and like aims and hits him in the head, and it finally kills him. He goes, "Good Lord!" Kind of kicks him just to add insult to injury. Then kind of starts slapping a fresh mag into his pistol. Actually stops and then turns around just to make sure that he's actually dead, and then starts heading towards the 2 women.
Alright, Quint. Oh, I got the other guy. The other bad guy. Alright, Quint, he turns towards you and tries to heavy attack you with that blade.
Oh shit. Quint Baker gonna die in front of his niece?
Oh.
Perhaps.
Alright, this is 2d8 explosive.
Oh,
Oh, times
Oh,
times 2,
no.
whatever I rolled there. 24.
24. 20 then.
There's a nasty wound. That's it for him, though. It is your turn.
God damn it! And I'll try my own heavy attack back, sure. Oh, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
You better have the Aztec luck with you.
That well-known phrase, the luck of the
not
Aztec.
today.
Oh, shit.
Worshipping the wrong god.
How do you take him out?
Ah! He gets cut up. That ain't gonna stop me. I'll wrestle with the gators, you son of a bitch! And he just punches his uppercuts him into the fire.
Nice.
Oh, damn it! He looks at his arm all cut up. Hold on, Sarah. I'm gonna get you out of there.
She says, Uncle.
Yeah, Harold turns to Angus. You help him with Sarah. I'll get down this other little young lady.
Ah, yes, absolutely. Oh, I say.
And he looks at her as well. He's just kind of like,
That's rather a remarkable group, aren't they?
and he goes to help with the them putting them loose.
Yeah. As you guys, she kind of collapses into you, Quint, you know, crying and stuff. Thank you so much, Uncle. You know, and Diana, a little bit more composed, but still totally freaked out. She smiles down and says, "Well, I must thank you. It seems you arrived just in time."
Yeah, Harold, as he's kind of getting her down, knows she's freaked out, maybe tries to provide a little levity and, "Excuse me, young lady, does your mother know you're here?"
She laughs, kind of, and looks at you kind of like incredulously, like, and then suddenly you hear a voice come from the entranceway where you guys came. "Have I arrived too late?" And everybody looks over towards him. You notice a guy with the three white men come in, basically. One of the guys has a gun, a pistol in his hand. Actually, all three of them do. They have weapons. And looks towards you guys. And he says, "Well, it looks like somebody else came just in time."
Harold turns around, kind of putting him between this new trio and the doctor. He goes, "And believe some introductions are in order, and who may you be?"
"I'm Dr. Durant. I've been working with these two ladies for some time now."
He doesn't take his eyes off him, but he kind of like turns his head to Dr. Monroe. "Is that true, lady? Ma'am?"
She nods, and she like looks at him kind of weird, though. Gives him a strange look. She says, "It's a good thing you came. You fine gentlemen came to our aid when you did." Even sounds like almost a little stab. Mr. Durant puts his gun away and like kicks one of the Aztecs over. says, well then, yes. Introductions are in order. And, he comes over to, shake your hands. Angus, he comes up to you first.
Angus looks at him a little warily and then realizes he's there with a knife in one hand and his pistol in the other, and he puts the pistol away, lowers the knife and goes to shake his hand.
He's right. Where's the blade? And he starts to look around at Sarah and Dr. Diana. And Sarah
And he says, "The ladies are fine. Thank you for asking." What? What's going on here?
Sarah says, "Please, let's just get back to the camp. Can you take me back there, Uncle?"
Oh, of course. Come on along with me now. Come on along with me. We'll deal with all these new faces later. New faces to us, anyhow.
And
Quinn will start walking with Sarah out. He doesn't shake no hands, nothing.
yeah.
He's in a state.
Any last RP for the closing?
Harold kind of like pulls his shirt back. Goes, Doc, I think I'm going to need your services again.
Oh, of course, yeah. Right. And he starts looking at this new wound. He goes, "Oh, it's a different kind of wound this time. At least, got some little variety there, old boy. Same kind of stick, though, I think." And shoves the stick in his mouth as he goes to deal with it. Right. And again, I will use the first aid kit. 22 plus 20, 42. So that's what?
Divided by 3?
Yeah. Just trying to think. 14?
Yep.
Nice. As you're working on him, Jerry goes over, Mr. Durant, he goes over and he finds this item that's been placed upon one of the statues. And it looks like a obsidian blade, some kind of dagger or something like that. Similar to the one they were using, but this one looks a little bit more magnificent. And he says, "Ah, there it is. We can't leave this behind, can we?"
Well, one might almost say you're more concerned with that dagger than the well-being of your two companions here. It's a little unseemly, old boy, if you ask me.
He says, "Oh, no, not at all. I'm quite concerned with their well-being." As he's saying this, he's still looking at the fucking dagger. It looks similar to this. He says, "This thing is the key. And we'll need it to unlock the door. To go deeper into this temple." As long as no more of these cult members show up, we should be fine.
I'm glad he meant an actual door, not like open the way. Oh. Cool.
And with that, I think we'll end it for tonight.
Nice.
Nice. I survived.